It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103 GBFRocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting, Jerry Wrestling. Here is Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Oh, good morning. And I'd like to just say a very happy early birthday to Big John Studd. And I say that because he was born 40 minutes from where I grew up.
Where was he born?
Johnstown, Pennsylvania, pal.
That makes so much sense. The fact that that's the only wrestler we can name from Johnstown.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think like an Ellsworth or like the whole Moondogs would have come from central Pennsylvania, but
absolutely.
Nope. How you doing today, pal?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired. I was running through the mill yesterday without getting into gory details. I went home and my dog was like super surprised sick.
I'm so sorry. I heard about this.
It's like, I was like, what happened? It was bloody poop and all kinds of business. It was terrible.
And
it's called like HGE or something.
I know. I hate when anything that's wrong with your dog and you can't fix it. You just feel awful.
I sat in the car by myself outside the vet yesterday and I cried for a minute and I just thought there are at least 50 people that I would rather have die than this dog. I mean, in my life, 50 people. I mean, if we just go randos, just line them up and throw them off a cliff, I could care less.
Like there are people with the last name Hirschbiel I would rather lose than my dog.
Put him out. Put him down. Euthanize. I'd be checking that box all day.
And I feel so bad because I'm over here celebrating my dog's 3rd birthday with pictures of my Roxy.
No, that's good. Life moves on. It's not like Toby died. It's just he was close to it, and then he's home now. And I had him last night, and he laid on my lap, and I slept on the couch. And I bring up my dog almost dying yesterday because that wasn't the worst part of my day. The worst part of my day was having to watch Raw for 3 hours.
You know, you used that joke on me earlier today, and that was my clue that we are going to have an interesting episode because it's rare that I thought Raw was great.
Oh, it was a bag of penises, man.
And you didn't like it. I'm shocked with everything that happened on the show yesterday that you didn't like it.
It wasn't even like what happened. It was why it happened and how it happened and what they're like. There was just so much useless nonsense. Crap. Listen, I love a tables match as much as the next guy. I mean, you're going to start a show off with Braun Strowman putting Baron Corbin through a table. I'm going to love it. But that's the match they needed to have the night before. There's absolutely makes no sense why Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre got involved the night before, but wouldn't get involved in this one. That's just stupid booking.
Well, I actually thought my biggest complaint about the show, aside from the length, obviously, was that there were 3 big rematches from the night before.
And the rematches ended up being better than the matches on the pay-per-view.
Right, and it's so lazy booking.
That Ruby Riott Ronda Rousey match was the match they probably should have had the night before, but instead they just blew through Ruby Riott to get to the Becky Lynch stuff.
Yeah, but that was the takeaway. The Becky Lynch stuff was the segment.
Sure, but you still could have had a good match leading into it.
Sure. No, I don't disagree with you there. You could have taken time away from a lot of other stuff, but I think that this could have exposed Ronda a long match because especially on pay-per-view, she does that weird thing where she starts talking to the audience and that's hurting her. I feel like
she does 3 things she does during pay-per-views that I don't like. She does the weird, like Cinnabon haircut. She like her hair looks like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
She does the weird makeup.
Last time it was the Sonya Blade thing, which I actually thought really worked for her.
She talks to the crowd, and then she spends a lot of time tugging away at her camel toe.
That's because it's always hanging out.
She's just tugging on those. I understand that the lips are malleable, but you're going to ruin the elasticity.
It feels like it may have already been ruined. And she's taking time off to start a family. And then it's like, and I've mentioned this before, when, especially on pay-per-view, when Ronda's wrestling, the cameras get what I would just call gynecological. It's just like, how deep can we shoot in there?
They get up there. They want us to see her working on her Kegels. Like, she can hold a 10-pound weight in this thing. Look at this. It's like a bear trap.
But I am shocked that you hated a show that had 4 major, probably the biggest call-up we've ever had in a single show.
I see. I love that. I did love that, but I don't love the fact that, are they for sure called up? Like, now you have both NXT champions are now on Raw. Now what do they do?
I got the impression they are definitely on Raw, and they will probably still be in NXT.
I didn't like how they.
It was
how Triple H did it either.
I'll admit it was confusing, but all right, go ahead. What didn't you like?
I didn't like how Triple H did it. Like, I feel like Ricochet coming out to save Finn Balor is so much more effective if we don't get a little video package and the nod that we're going to see Ricochet soon.
Yeah, but it wasn't soon. It was like tonight.
We're going to see him soon.
I'm shocked that you're the one that we just switched roles today.
Did we? We did. Well, see, I thought the Paul Heyman thing, sure, it's a nice video package, but I was pissed about it. I'm like, this is what happens when you build a WrestleMania feud around Brock Lesnar, who's never there, and then someone else that's now hurt.
Yeah, but
like,
we got
you need Paul Heyman to come out with a video package.
We're still more than a month away from Mania.
Hate it. Lucha House Party, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, please.
Hey,
why is it 3 hours?
That was straight filler. Look, we can't change the length of the show, though. I mean, that's always my biggest complaint.
Lacey Evans looked nice.
Lacey Evans looked great.
Is she going to manage heavy machinery now? That's not great.
Is that the vibe you got? Because she did was the same thing she did the day before.
I'm getting the vibe.
I'm okay with that. I like all those. I like all the players involved there.
Listen.
They really seem like they were pulling for a bushwhacker kind of theme yesterday.
I couldn't even whack my bush to Lacey Evans.
Why not?
I was so annoyed.
Why?
I don't know. I don't. Maybe I was just in a bad place.
I mean, maybe sometimes I blame my attitude on not enjoying a 3-hour wrestling show.
I just didn't like it. Listen. I love Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano,
and they debuted last night, bro. And you're over here hating on it.
I know. It was a good debut. I think it's interesting that they come in and they immediately beat the champs. They just immediately stomp them down.
I bet
the rival has a good week and then bad week.
If I can be honest for a second, I bet you Revival pitched that. That seems like something they would do to me.
Why?
To get DIY over.
Oh, what do you think about DIY being back together again? You think they're just gonna start it over so we get that feud on WWE?
Dude, if they copy and paste their NXT feud into Raw, I'll start whacking my bush.
I'll whack a bush.
So I'm totally cool with that. I feel like they'll never be able to really, I'll use the word paint, the way they did in NXT and just have that much time and that much focus and that much importance.
It'll be like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They were never quite able to recreate the magic that they had feuding in NXT.
Not quite, but they came close.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And if they can come close, I mean, we both agreed that an NXT feud was feud of the year in 2018.
And their match was match of the year. And their second match was second.
Yeah, I mean, I technically went with the ladder match, but still, I mean, it was awesome.
Don't be stupid.
Well, I mean, I think either answer is good. I'm a ladder guy. What tables are to you, ladders are to me.
Okay, I love table matches. I do. I don't know. I thought the show ended poor. Sasha Banks and Bayley, whatever.
Oh, dude, were your words echoing in my ear yesterday when you were saying you've got microphones in front of your face, cut a promo. That was all I wanted from them last night. Jerry, they did themselves a disservice last night.
Are they trying to sound so emotional that, it's like, oh, it's so heartfelt, I don't have anything to say. But literally, your job is to cut a promo, and you knew you were going to do this all day. If
Sasha wants to know why the women like Becky, Ronda, well, I'll take Ronda out. Becky, Charlotte, Asuka are all passing her by on this women's revolution thing. Look no further than the last 2 nights where you had the opportunity to shine big time and you failed.
Could you imagine? Let's go back to a King of the Ring. Could you imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin gets to cut a promo on Jake the Snake Roberts, and instead of saying, you talk about your John 3:16, well, I'll talk about Austin 3:16, said, I just whooped your ass. What if instead of that, he goes, I don't have anything to say. I don't even know what to say.
I just wanted this my whole life.
I don't know what to say. Do you think the 90s, every kid in the world would have an Austin, I don't know what to say shirt?
Dude, you know what? I wish
Cut
I could.
A promo, you son of a bitch.
I wish.
Cut a promo.
I wish I could volley what you just said it and like top it, but you nailed it. It's Sasha 3:16. I worked so hard for this.
Snoop Dogg is my uncle.
So,
puff, puff,
boy, Jared, that was so bad. But the one thing of note that I took from that, it sounds like they will be traveling brands, including NXT.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. I mean, the way Triple H said it after he started himself over, after that flub was 3 traveling international brands. Although NXT already travels. I mean, I saw them in Johnstown, the home of Big John Studd.
I'm talking about the women's championship will be defended on all 3 shows.
Oh, okay. I said on 3 shows. Yes, I missed that. I missed that line.
That's what I took. See, they said that they're going to defend on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, which I thought was interesting, but probably wise.
Yeah, I think that's good. Get all the women involved.
They need all the help they can get. Right?
I wish they'd do that with all tag teams.
Yeah, I don't need dual branded championships. Drives me crazy.
No, but I don't know.
Now I'm hearing once they jump over to Fox, that brand split might, but I mean, it goes back and forth every day, but the brand split might crumble down.
Well, it doesn't seem like anybody wants the brand split anymore. They're already kind of blurring the lines like crazy.
Yeah. This one was not quite the failure as the last one, though. I feel like this one was more productive than... look, the first year of the very first brand split in like 2002, that was very productive. But then it got to where we are now, where it's like, now it doesn't matter what show you're on. You can see Charlotte here. You can see Becky Lynch there. You know,
it's like they're booking WWE to be like a video game. Like everything's on a schedule, everything's on a calendar. You can almost predict what kind of angle you're going to have based on where you are in the year. It's weird.
Yeah, that's a problem we talked about ad nauseum before too. What about the announcement about DX at the start of the show?
I was going to mention that. I did want to also, I doubt we'll end on it, but I liked Aleister Black. I think that's an awesome call-up. I'll say that.
He's so deserving.
So deserving. I think he's going to be really great. And so I shouldn't crap all over the show because 4 of my favorite guys did come up yesterday from NXT.
I think if you didn't deal with your poor dog stuff happening, man, you would have had a much different experience. I don't
know. I was in a bored place.
Well, and don't forget, we watched 4 hours of wrestling the day before. Like, dude, I get it. I understand.
DX going into the Hall of Fame, I think it's great. I think it's the unique fix that the WWE was going to need to get China in. Because I don't think they were ever just going to put China in, and I think she deserved to be. So if they're going to do it this way, then fine, so be it.
It seemed really smart for a few reasons. Number one was that was my very first instinct. And my friend John and I were talking about this last night because that's what he took away from it too, was it was their under the radar solution to the China problem. That she so clearly deserves to be in, but they're afraid to put her in for whatever reason. And then
do you think it's personal reasons, or do you think that it's her personal choices near the end that keeping them out?
It's both. I mean, she
and Triple H were a thing.
Yeah, and they use
Triple H and Stephanie.
They use the excuse that if you Google China, you're going to start seeing porno stuff, but if you Google Tammy Sitch, you're going to find the same kind of stuff. So I feel like it's a convenient excuse. Also, China really got out there. China did a lot of bad publicity for WWE, but at the same time, deserves to go in. And this is so convenient.
Well, and the Googling China thing doesn't carry any water with me at all at this point after they've spent 2 weeks shoving this Paige movie down my throat. Listen, I'm not going to see Paige's new movie. I watched her old movie. That was good enough for me.
You saw the prequel?
I saw the prequel, the one where she tries out the thing in her.
You're right. I bet you the company excuse would be that Paige was a victim of a leak where China actually did porn, X-rated porn.
Right. Well, I still powerbombed the filet mignon to the Paige video. So
God bless. Who hasn't been powerbombing fillets at this point?
Who hasn't?
So the other thing is, it actually makes me think another thing. I've been hearing conflicting reports that Triple H isn't cleared for Mania and won't be cleared in time for Mania. So it really feels like it's super duper convenient for the company this year.
It works out for them, and it gets X-Pac in, and I like him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I like Sean Waltman. I don't think they were ever going to put Waltman in on his own.
I think there's a good chance. But either way, as the 6 of them, I think as a unit, they're so... I mean, I was a DX kid.
Yeah.
I was the kid doing the crotch chops and telling everybody to suck it. And I lived for their antics. They were Bay when I was 15.
If you're going to put NWO in, you're going to put DX in.
Right. I don't think the NWO has gone in, have they?
I guess they haven't. I mean, they're all in.
Yeah, they're in separately, but not as a group.
And when I say NWO, I think Hall, Nash, Hogan. That's
just those 3.
Well,
yeah, I mean, represent.
I'm not putting Virgil and Buff Bagwell in there.
I'm not saying it should be more. That's the core group. Those 3.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a 4th, but I couldn't. Eric Bischoff.
Boy, if NWO went in like that,
Eric Bischoff would be the 4th if you're going to do a 4th.
Fair. Scott Hall would be in 3 times. That'd be the record because Ric Flair's in twice. I guess this will put Shawn in twice. Wait a minute, no, this will be Shawn's 3rd.
How? Because is he in with the Rockers?
No, Shawn's in solo, and hasn't the Click been inducted?
I don't think.
Oh, maybe I'm making that up. I'm sorry.
I think you're. Yeah, they wouldn't induct the Click because that was a backstage thing that no one knows about.
Okay, well then.
Okay. The Bone Street Crew's been inducted, but not the Click.
Good call on the Bone Street Crew.
How about that?
Look at Jerry pulling out the deep references.
Man, and I'm tired. It's a sleepy day. I'm not sharp today.
Well, I mean, we can probably wrap it up. Is there much more to cover from the show?
I'd like to know what people thought of the show. I think I'm going to get hammered on this one. I just didn't really enjoy it very much. I loved that those guys debuted. I hated how they did it. I hated that. I like the surprises. I like when you don't know they're coming out, and the next thing you know, their music hits, and then ba ba ba.
Yeah, but you want 4 of those in one show, just randomly like that?
No, I think it's interesting that they decided to do this. This is usually the Raw after Mania. They threw it in the.
Everyone knows the Raw after Elimination Chamber is the big one.
That's the big one. The Raw 4 Manias. It's the Raw 4 weeks before Fastlane. Pal.
Okay, well, I will say I bet you people are going to agree with me on this one that it was a pretty good show last night, but we can throw that out there. I also wanted to say the discussion on the Facebook group yesterday, I loved it. I love that everyone had an opinion, everyone defended their opinion, and everyone's was different. Like,
yeah, there wasn't one letter grade that was the same.
Yeah, there were some people who were like, I give it an F, or some people agreed with me, or some people went even worse. And then there were plenty of people that agreed with you too, or gave it B- or whatever. But I feel like on last night's show, you're going to be in the minority, in my personal opinion.
Well, they just made the list.
Jared, I love you. Give Toby a big kiss for me, okay?
I love you too. I will, as long as he's not vomiting blood.
No. No matter what he's vomiting, just give him a big old kiss from me.
Big one. I'm the biggest.
All right. Give him a belly rub.
I can give him a couple of those.
Thanks
and
for
baby food. He's eating baby food like crazy.
Hey, we good for a regular time tomorrow? I should be.
Yes, pal.
All right, cool. We will talk to you tomorrow after SmackDown. So tune in to another episode tomorrow. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Let us know, are you a Jerry? Raw sucked, or are you like Rob? Raw was pretty good last night. Let us know on the post show. We'll be back tomorrow.
Whose porn do you like more, Paige or China's?